I think of a game idea, I'm always trying to think, how would it feel to be that hero, to be a god, to be, you know, in control of a whole nation. And it's never been a realised dream. It's always been just out of reach. When I started, I loved programming so much. It was like this beautiful world opening up in front of me, and this was on primitive computers. And it really felt like, for the first time, that I felt powerful. And you've got to remember, I was the most stupid person at school, and no one thought I would do anything with my life. And my careers teacher said, you might as well join the army because no one else is going to employ you. I got a job as a programmer, but I was always getting in trouble because I was doing these little games in the middle of accountancy packages, and I was putting adventure games into databases, and it was just stupid. A friend of mine came to me and said, oh, you know how to program, don't you? I've got this game I need converting to the Commodore Amiga, which I knew. Could you do it? And I said, sure, I'll do it. And I got paid out £4,000 to do that. It was about 6 months' work. And that sort of, I thought, well, I can make money out of doing games. And then I did my first game, which was Populous, and that was literally me and a friend pretty much while getting drunk every night, just programming, and he would draw some stuff and I'd program some stuff, and we'd play multiplayer because we'd link the two machines up. And then we eventually got the game finished and tried to sell it to some publishers, and no one wanted it because they said, where are the guns? And we don't, what is this game? We don't know what it is. The marketing people couldn't understand it. And then eventually Electronic Arts had a slot in March, this is 1989, and they said, oh, we'll fill this slot, we'll take this game. They took the game, and it was launched. And then at that point I was completely near bankruptcy. All my credit cards had been maxed out, and I got this phone call from Electronic Arts, and they said, what's it feel like to be a millionaire? The actual reason why you raised and lower land in Populous was due to one reason only, and that's because I was a terrible programmer, because I couldn't work out how to get the little people to follow the coastline. And I was programming, oh God, I can't work it out. I'll get the player to do it, to raise the land up. And that's really a lot of where the idea came from. There is a theme. There's a funny theme. There's always a chicken in my games, because I hate chickens. And there's a funny story behind that, because when I was really young, my mother put me at the end of the garden in a pram. And so my first words weren't words, they were the noise of a chicken clucking. I think that's why I hate chickens so much. How many times have you felt proud in a computer game? How many times have you felt loved in a computer game? There's all these emotions which you could feel in a computer game, which you don't often see. And funny enough, if you look at Res, I think, made the hairs on my neck stand up. I played it in a dark room, and it's just the beat of the music and that, the feeling of powering up, which I think Res was fantastic at, actually. Really was. In fact, I've used it as reference in a few games I did. And so it's not just about a huge sword, and it's much more complex things nowadays. I'm not very good at many things in life. I'm not good at hardly anything. I wasn't very good at programming. But one thing I am good at, and that is believing in what I'm doing. and I really believe in what I do. And I think that comes across. I don't think you can fool people in doing that. And, you know, when I know I've got myself in trouble so many times of saying, oh, you know, I believe that this game is going to be the greatest role-playing game of all time. I got in trouble with that in Fable. But I really believe it, man. I really believe it. I couldn't do this if I didn't believe that. And I really believe it more today than I've ever believed it. To be respected, or to be admired, or even to be recognised is an amazing, an incredible honour. And sometimes, like with my last two games that I did, the movies and Black and White, I don't think they were good enough to earn those people's respect. I don't think they were good enough. There's one thing being recognised, and there's another thing being respected. And being recognised without being respected is pointless.
You're fired!
There's not the new blood coming through that needs to come through. And I think journalists especially need to start focusing on some of the young designers that are being hidden away by publishers. I probably shouldn't say this, but publishers don't really want designers to become famous. They don't want team because they could leave. And it really is down to everybody to stop talking to me and start talking to some of the people that are designing some of the brilliant games that are coming up.